Hello there. Now this is a bit of a ramp up in the no-deal Brexit preparations. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost. And I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. And a big thanks to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. With talk of a no-deal Brexit increasing in volume, the government has just issued a new regulation to come into force on the 28th of September to grant planning permission to build lorry processing parks across coastal regions of England. What this special development order relates to is the making of a material change in the use of land to use for the purpose of or in connection with any activity that forms part of or is incidental to functions required to be carried out by or on behalf of a border department in connection with vehicles, in particular goods vehicles and goods entering or exiting or that are about to enter or exit Great Britain. And note here that these rules only relate to physical parks in England and goods entering or leaving Great Britain, not the United Kingdom, which includes Northern Ireland, presumably due to the Irish Border Protocol and the new Great Britain-Ireland border down the Irish Sea. And where will these parks be situated? Well, there are 29 designated areas where these planning rules apply, except where they conflict with listed status, national parks, sites of historical interest and the like. And it also seems to exclude land with less than 7 years remaining on any lease. The rules will remain in place until the 31st of December 2025. Developers must submit a reinstatement plan to return the site to its original state by the 30th of June 2025, with reinstatement works completed by the end of 2026. This next part of the video shows a list of the sites, and you can see how far around England they are spread. From Bournemouth to Kent, and from the Medway to Portsmouth. Now I do wonder if further regulations along these lines will be issued for Scotland and Wales to service their ports in due course. Some of the areas are not directly adjacent to docks, so one assumes that relevant traffic will have to follow a regulated route to and from the ports and parks. The purpose of the parks is to provide full facilities for recording vehicles in and out, checking customs paperwork, examining and, if required, seizing goods, checking and repairing vehicles, provide facilities for lorry drivers and customs personnel, but vehicles carrying dangerous goods will not be stationed there, and no engines are to be left running idle. Before site construction, a construction management plan must have the OK, and before operations start, an operational management plan for the development must be submitted to and approved by the Secretary of State. This is to ensure such things as engagement with stakeholders, emergency response, upkeep of the site, traffic management, pollution control, as well as dealing with adverse weather, incidents and the ever-present protesters. The Green lobby will not like this one bit, and the pro-EU lobby will inevitably up in arms about it, saying it shows a failure of policy making and negotiating, blah blah blah, that we must stop Brexit, extend the implementation period, more blah blah blah. Now it won't matter whether we have a deal or a no deal, we will need some form of extra border systems because it has become apparent that the EU wants control over this country. Brussels does not want a deal, it wants a colony. Hence the government is working on new procedures and processes, both physical and digital, to control the whole thing. As The Guardian reports, government insiders warned the new systems and processes would apply whether or not there was a free trade deal and said it was an important message to get across to businesses. Now, if there are difficulties, the vast majority of trucks stuck on these sites will be EU owned and operated, not UK. Back in 2015, an RAC report put the number of UK lorries travelling back and forth across the channel at, I think, about 15% of the total, something I mentioned in a recent video. But there will be the odd upside too. Smugglers of certain goods and substances may well be deterred by the increased risk of discovery now that more vehicles will be stopped and checked. And that may also have the effect of reducing the scope for passengers to slip away undetected. Then there's the opportunity for gainful employment amongst the construction and associated businesses. The press is making a lot today about how unprepared we are for all of this. But be in no doubt it had to happen, and even if we had another 10 years to prepare, it would always be a last-minute rush. Just think of preparations for the Olympics. Even back in 2017, we heard about the rush to build a stadium for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, now postponed to next year. And back in 2004, the Athens Stadium was still unfinished a week before the start. France will hold the 2024 Olympics, and in 2028 the venue is the USA. Wonder if the foundations are in yet. Everything's always a big rush at the end. Except in London 2012, if I remember correctly. Anyway, on the UK side, we put aside 6 months to bed in the new processes. But in their controlling and intransigent way, the Brussels bureaucrats intend to put the bureaucratic hammer down fully from day one. And that EU stubbornness will be the cause of any hold-ups. But now the rules are in place, I would surmise that the groundwork for the lorry parks has ended and that the spades will very shortly hit the soil. And they will need to move fast. But looking at how fast they've been able to install all those cycle lanes and car traffic restrictions across UK cities and towns, I'm sure they're well geared up for it now. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the link in the descriptions box below, and support me on Patreon or PayPal. So what do you think about these lorry parks? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.